Rosenbaum, and you know where we are. This is the infamous vessel at Hudson Yards. And in case you thought critics have any power to influence people, just look at what's going on at this place. It's a mob scene like you've never seen, all over. New Yorkers, tourists, lots of young people. Certainly don't look like the elitists that the critics are saying that this place is for. We have to say that at least for the initial period, this place looks like a raving success. There's a mall in there with all upscale stores and lots of ordinary looking people sightseeing and eating and enjoying. So this has become the new hotspot in New York, like it or not. And this, you know what this is, gang? This is the Shed. The Diller Scofidio Renfro multi-purpose arts venue. And these are the wheels on which this structure can move on a track. You can see there's a little track beneath these wheels. This whole facility can move on those tracks, and I'll take you down to see them. And here's a better view of where the Shed meets the high-rise. The Shed actually gets to use the lower floors of the high-rise for back-of-the-house kinds of operations that would otherwise have to be in the Shed itself. And you can see here where the Shed can wheel back and connect with that building behind it. This glass area here, I assume, gets closed over, allowing you to have a plaza right over there, an open area for performances and such. And here, not very easy to find, is the entrance to the Shed itself. It's pretty obscure, opposite the big vessel over here. And this main building of the Shed is called the Bloomberg Building, although it's not that easy to ascertain that, and they didn't make a big deal of that at the press review. Mayor Bloomberg, of course, was one of the instigators of Hudson Yards, and particularly of getting some kind of cultural component to this huge mega project. And let's go inside and see what we find there. Once you come in and go to the coat checks, you have a choice of going down these stairs to get to the kind of main lobby, or you can try to find this very well hidden elevator over here. If you have bad knees like me, you might prefer that. So let's see how long it's going to take for this thing to come. Oh, it's here. So I was wondering if they'd fix this. This broke down during the press preview, talk about bad timing. And there were people feverishly working on it while I was here, and as you can see, only the up escalator is working, but the down escalator is still down. The aesthetic here, if you want to call it that, is industrial and funereal. Everything is painted black. Liz Diller is always seen wearing black, and if you've been to her work on the Museum of Modern Art that's been opened in the existing building, her renovation of it, there's a lot of black. And the kind of Pompidou-like exposure of ductwork. Eventually there will be some food service here, but we're not there yet. This is a very spare aesthetic. You've got plywood, and again, lots of black walls and blackout curtains and painted black. This reminds me a little of the downtown Whitney. This is a long corridor with a view. There are the Hudson Yards, the eponymous Hudson Yards. There are the trains. As we look around here, we see again the vessel, the unavoidable vessel, which kind of anchors this whole place, like it or not.
You know, just think about what a rare and precious opportunity it is to randomly be at the right time when something like this might be possible. You know, critically, this is built on city land. I mean, that may not mean much to everyone, but for me, that was the main reason for coming from Leave My Home in the UK, that there was somewhere with a civic responsibility, somewhere that was for New York, for artists, for all audiences. And so it was very simple when they asked, the board asked, you know, what would your mission be? For me, it was a simple one. It was almost a no-brainer. It was just building on what I'd been doing for 15 years, which is trying to create parity amongst art forms and therefore amongst audiences. Because you can create commissions across performing arts, visual arts, popular culture. You get away from this kind of high art, low art, crazy concepts. They're all leading within their area. I don't see why we have to create some false hierarchy.